Hi friends, happy Friday. Welcome to day 8 of distance learning. Today we are going to read the book Ira Sleeps Over. So in front of you, you should have a copy of the book Ira Sleeps Over, as well as a sheet of paper that says Friday 327 read aloud, Ira Sleeps Over. Now, before we get started on this read aloud, I have two shout outs. One is for Nisa in Fisk. Nisa's parents sent me a picture of Nisa working hard at her read aloud assignments yesterday, and she looked like she was smiling and having a great time. And the second shout out is for Divine in Unicamp. Divine sent me a message and a picture of herself from her own email address, telling me that she loved the read aloud. And that just shows me that these scholars are taking control of their own learning, and doing everything in their power to grow their brains. So awesome work, girls. So let's take a look at this book. Now, I'm sure as you can tell, this book has a lot of pages in it. So don't worry, there will be a dance break in the middle where you guys can show off your moves. So let's get started. Ira Sleeps Over by Bernard Weaver. I was invited to sleep at Reggie's house. Was I happy? I had never slept at a friend's house before. So before we even go any further, onto the second page even, we can already answer the first question. What is the genre? So you're going to take about 15 seconds now, and you're going to write the genre of the story. Go. All right, so we see on the cover that there's an illustration of a boy and a teddy bear, and he's going down the stairs. And on the inside, on the first page as well, there's also an illustration of that same boy. Now we know that this boy is not a real person, and like I said, the pictures are illustrations and not photographs. So the genre of this book is fiction. It is not a true story, but it is going to tell us a story. So the genre is fiction. Let's keep going. But I had a problem. It began when my sister said, "Are you taking your teddy bear along?" "Taking my teddy bear along," I said. "To my friend's house? Are you kidding? That's the silliest thing I ever heard. Of course I'm not taking my teddy bear." So now we can actually answer the next two questions as well. The next two questions are, who is the main character, and what do we know about the main characters so far? So take about a minute now to answer those two questions. And if you need more time, remember you can always pause the video if you feel like it's going too fast. Go ahead. Alright, so who is the main character? You know that the main character is this boy. He's on the cover, he's on the first page, he's on the second page. We know that he is the one who is sleeping over. He's having a sleepover with his friend, so the main character is that boy. Now, we know from the cover where it says Ira sleeps over, and there's a picture of this boy right here covered in a blanket, that this boy, even though it hasn't said it in the story yet, it says it on the cover. His name is Ira. So the main character is Ira. Now, what we know about the main character, we know that he was invited to a sleepover at his friend's house, and he is so happy because he's never slept at a friend's house before. But he's a little nervous because he has a teddy bear, and he doesn't want to bring it over to his friend's house. So the important information that we know about the main character so far is that he's been invited to his first sleepover ever, and he has a teddy bear that he's not so sure he's going to bring with him. So let's keep reading. And then she said, "But you never slept without your teddy bear before. How will you feel sleeping without your teddy bear for the very first time?" Shouldn't sound very nice. Now remember, we should be thinking about how the character is feeling, the main character is feeling as well as we read the story. "I'll feel fine. I'll feel great. I will probably love sleeping without my teddy bear. Just don't worry about it," I said. "Who's worried?" she said. So now we can answer the next question. What is the setting of the story? Take about 20 seconds now and answer that question. Go. So far in this story, we've really only been in or around Ira's home. So under setting, you can write the setting is Ira's home. Now this may change as the story goes on because we know that the story can have more than one setting. And if that changes, we'll just make a note of it. So let's keep going. But now she had me thinking about it. Now she really had me thinking about it. I began to wonder, suppose I won't like sleeping without my teddy bear? Suppose I just hate sleeping without my teddy bear? Should I take him? So now we can answer the next question. What is the problem in this story? Take about 45 seconds to write down what you think the problem is, and go. So we've just been introduced to the problem in this story. At the beginning, Ira was pretty confident that he was not bringing his teddy bear. But then his sister made him question himself. And he's telling her not to worry, but now look at his face in these pictures. He's not looking too excited or confident anymore. He's looking pretty worried. So the problem of the story is that he doesn't know whether or not he should bring his teddy bear to his first sleepover tonight. "Take him," said my mother. "Take him," said my father. "But Reggie will laugh," I said. "He'll say I'm a baby." "He won't laugh," said my mother. "He won't laugh," said my father. "He'll laugh," said my sister. I decided not to take my teddy bear. Now, he still doesn't look too confident in that decision. So I'm wondering if that decision is going to change. That afternoon, I played with Reggie. Reggie had plans, big plans. "Tonight," he said, "when you come to my house, we are going to have fun, fun, fun. First, I'll show you my junk collection, and after that, we'll have a wrestling match, and after that, a pillow fight, and after that, we'll do magic tricks, and after that, we'll play checkers, and after that, we'll play dominoes, and after that, we can fool around with my magnifying glass." "Great," I said. "I can hardly wait." By the way, I asked, what do you think of teddy bears? So on this page, we see that the setting of the book has changed. So not only does the story take place in Ira's home, it takes place outside of his home as well. So we can write down, in addition to Ira's home, under setting, we can write down Ira's neighborhood. So the setting is Ira's home and Ira's neighborhood. But Reggie just went on talking and planning as if he never heard of teddy bears. And after that, he said, "Do you know what we can do after that? I mean, when the lights go out and the house is really dark, guess what we can do?" "What?" I asked. "We can tell ghost stories." "Ghost stories?" I said. "Ghost stories," said Reggie. "Scary, creepy, spooky ghost stories." I began to think about my teddy bear. "Does your house get very dark?" I asked. "Uh-huh," said Reggie. "Very, very dark?" "Uh-huh," said Reggie. "By the way," I said again, "what do you think of teddy bears?" So it seems like every time Ira gets a little nervous, he starts thinking about his teddy bear. Suddenly, Reggie was in a big hurry to go someplace. "See you tonight," he said. "See you," I said. I decided to take my teddy bear. So now his choice has flip-flopped. At first, he wasn't going to take his teddy bear, and now he's deciding he is going to take his teddy bear. Let's see. Alright, friends, we've been reading for a while, so I think it's time for a dance break. Go ahead. Alright, awesome moves. Let's get back to it. "Good," said my mother. "Good," said my father. And look, now he has a happy face on. So he feels happy about that decision until his sister said, What if Reggie wants to know your teddy bear's name? What did you think about that? And did you think about how he will laugh and say Tata is a silly baby name even for a teddy bear? He won't ask, I said. He'll ask, she said. I decided not to take my teddy bear. So he flip-flopped again, and look at that face. He does not look happy about that decision. At last it was time to go to Reggie's house. Good night, said my mother. Good night, said my father. Sleep tight, said my sister. I went next door where Reggie lived. So Reggie's house is also in Ira's neighborhood, so we don't have to change anything underneath where it says what is the setting, because we know that the setting is still Ira's home and Ira's neighborhood. That night, Reggie showed me his junk. He showed me his flashlight, his collection of bottle caps, a chain made of chewing gum wrappers, some picture postcards, an egg timer, jumbo goggles, a false nose and mustache, and a bunch of old rubber stamps and labels from his father's office. We decided to play office with the rubber stamps. Looks like they're having a lot of fun. After that, we had a wrestling match. And after that, we had a pillow fight. And after that, Reggie's father said, Bedtime. Already, said Reggie. Already, said his father. We got into bed. Good night, said Reggie's father. Good night, we said. Reggie sighed. I sighed. We can still tell ghost stories, said Reggie. Do you know any? I asked. Uh-huh, said Reggie. Reggie began to tell a ghost story. Once there was this ghost, and he lived in a haunted house, only he did most of the haunting himself. This house was empty except for this ghost because nobody wanted to go near this house. They were so afraid of the ghost. And every night this ghost would walk around this house and make all sorts of clunky, creaky sounds. Roomp, like that. And he would go around looking for people to scare because that's what he liked most to do. Scare people. And he was very scary to look at. Oh, was he scary to look at. So I wonder if Ira's thinking about his teddy bear right now, because before it seemed like every time he got scared or nervous, he would be thinking about his teddy bear. Reggie stopped. Are you scared? He asked. Uh-huh, I said. Are you? What? Said Reggie. Are you scared? Just a minute, said Reggie. I have to get something. What do you have to get? I asked. Oh, something, said Reggie. Reggie pulled the something out of the drawer. The room was dark, and I could see it had fuzzy arms and legs and was about the size of a teddy bear. I looked again. It was a teddy bear. Huh. Reggie got back into bed. Now about this ghost, he said. Is that your teddy bear? I asked. What? Said Reggie. Is that your teddy bear? You mean this teddy bear? The one you're holding, I said. Uh-huh, Reggie answered. Do you sleep with him all of the time? What? Said Reggie. Do you sleep with him all of the time? Uh-huh. Does your teddy bear have a name? Does your teddy bear have a name? I said louder. Uh-huh, Reggie answered. What is it? You won't laugh? Said Reggie. No, I won't laugh, I said. Promise? I promise. It's Foo-Foo. Did you say Foo-Foo? Uh-huh, said Reggie. Just a minute, I said. I have to get something. What do you have to get? Reggie asked. Oh, something. The next minute I was ringing my own doorbell. The door opened. "Ira!" everyone said. "What are you doing here?" "I changed my mind," I answered. "You what?" said my mother. "You what?" said my father. "You what?" said my sister. She was still up. "I changed my mind," I said. "I decided to take Tata after all." I went upstairs. Look at his face now. He definitely doesn't look upset anymore. Soon I was down again, with Tata. My sister said, "Reggie will laugh. You'll see how he'll laugh. He's just going to fall down laughing." "He won't laugh," said my mother. "He won't laugh," said my father. "He won't laugh," I said. I came back to Reggie's room. "I have a teddy bear too," I said. "Do you want to know his name?" I waited for Reggie to say, "Uh-huh." But Reggie didn't say, "Uh-huh." Reggie didn't say anything. I looked at Reggie. He was fast asleep, just like that. He had fallen asleep. "Reggie, wake up," I said. "You have to finish telling the ghost story." But Reggie just held his teddy bear closer and went right on sleeping. And after that, well, there wasn't anything to do after that. "Good night," I whispered to Tata, and I fell asleep too. Alright, so now that we've finished the story, we can answer the next two questions. What is the solution, and what is the lesson learned? Go ahead. Okay, so we know that the problem of the story is that Ira was nervous about bringing his teddy bear to his first sleepover with Reggie. So the solution of the story, or when he stopped feeling nervous, was when Reggie pulled out his own teddy bear at the sleepover. So Ira was nervous all this time about bringing his teddy bear, but he didn't realize that Reggie had his own. And as soon as Reggie brought out his own teddy bear, Ira felt comfortable and confident enough to go next door back home to go get his teddy bear. And even when his sister says that she thinks that Reggie will laugh, Ira is confident and says, "He won't laugh." So the solution of the story is that Ira feels comfortable bringing his teddy bear to Reggie's because Reggie showed him his own teddy bear. And the lesson learned in this story is that you shouldn't have to hide anything from your friend. Because if they're really your friend, they'll accept it no matter what. Just like when Reggie asks Ira, "You won't laugh?" When Ira asks Reggie for his teddy bear's name, Ira promises he won't laugh, and he keeps to his word. He doesn't laugh. So the lesson learned is that you shouldn't have to hide anything from a best friend because your best friend won't laugh at you. All right, now that we've gone through all of the questions on that first page, we can move on to our exit ticket. How do Ira's feelings change from the beginning of the story to the end of the story? And what caused this change and how do you know? We're going to use evidence and complete sentences. Now, I know that we've had a lot of practice with this, doing these exit tickets, both in school and while we've been at home. So we're going to go over this real quick, and I'll put up a chart to help you answer your exit ticket. So, at the beginning of the story, at the very, very beginning, on the very first page, we see that little Ira is super happy and excited. And why is he super happy and excited? Because he's going to his very first sleepover. And we can see that he's happy and excited because his hands are in the air, he's got a big smile on his face, and he just looks ready for this sleepover. Now, in the middle, because remember, we have to include the middle in our exit tickets. We can see on, let's see, this page. Ooh, yeah. We can see the 4 faces of Ira feeling very, very nervous or worried. So, Ira's sister is making him question whether he should actually bring his teddy bear to his sleepover with Reggie. So we can see in this picture particularly, Ira has his hands on his face, his mouth is kind of clenched, he's very stressed out and very nervous. In this picture, his eyes are wide, he looks very, very worried. So in the middle, Ira is feeling nervous or worried because he doesn't know whether he should bring his teddy bear to the sleepover or not. So let's keep on going. He's nervous for a while, so we can go through the book. He decides to take his teddy bear. He doesn't decide to take his teddy bear. He's very indecisive. And his sister is only making it worse. But at the end, when Reggie takes out his teddy bear, Ira's feelings start to change. He goes back home, and look at this small little smile on Ira's face. He doesn't seem stressed anymore, and he's not excited, but I think he's content and calm, and probably very relieved. He's relieved that he's not worried anymore about whether he should bring his teddy bear to Reggie's house, because he's decided to bring Tata to Reggie's house. Even when his sister says, "Reggie will laugh. You'll see how he'll laugh. He's going to fall down laughing," Ira says, "He won't laugh." So at the end of the story, Ira feels relieved because he knows that Reggie isn't going to laugh, and he's made his decision about bringing his teddy bear to Reggie's house. All right, friends. Awesome work today. Remember, if you'd like a shout out tomorrow, or if you'd like to send any of your dance moves to your teacher, have your parents text or email us with either your dance moves or your work, a picture of you working. We'd like to see as many as we possibly can. We love seeing your fabulous work. So try your very best. Remember, you're writing in complete sentences and your neatest handwriting. And we will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.